Hello all you Fonglings out there. My name is Toplin, and this is a video guide to hopefully help you get started learning not only this character, but also some fundamentals of Street Fighter V. When you first start the game, it can be hard to know what to focus on first. There really is no one right answer. However, this is just how I learned the game starting from Rookie League to about late gold. In this guide, I'll be going over what your game plan should be in the early ranks and what you need to practice in order to get consistent wins. This will assume you can learn basic combos, you know how to do all of F.A.N.G's specials, and you understand how charging works. So, contrary to popular belief, you really do not need to learn a lot of complicated combos and crazy setups in order to have success in your matches. In fact, we will really only be learning 3 main combos in this tutorial. A quick punish for unsafe moves, a bigger punish for DPs, and a punish for when your opponent is stunned. More on those later. Okay, so first, some ground rules. Rule number 1. Delete your jump button. At this stage in the game, everybody is jumping way too much and they don't bother to learn the ground game. So I want you to only jump when avoiding fireballs or command grabs. Rule number 2. Literally never sweep. Don't do it. Stop doing it. Forget you have this move. Throwing this move out usually works now, but it will be the worst habit you will have to unlearn later. You are only allowed to sweep to punish another sweep. And rule number 3, no random slides. You can slide through fireballs, but just don't slide at your opponent without knocking them down first. And with that out of the way, let's get started. When starting out, most players will want to learn how to do combos and get big damage. It's easy to learn these situational combos in the training room, but never really use them in a real match because you don't have defensive skills. For that reason, our focus will be on successfully using our defensive options in matches. However, before we get to our defensive options, I am going to teach you a few combos with the intent to use them defensively to punish mistakes your opponents make. Your first combo is standing light punch, standing medium kick, medium punch Satoja. This is great for punishing unsafe moves that leave your opponent at point blank range. While not always optimal, it will take the guesswork out of you figuring out what moves are punishable and what aren't. If they end up too far away for the standing light punch to connect, you can go ahead and just drop it and start it with the standing medium kick into the medium punch Satoja. And for moves that land even further, you'll have to actually drop the standing medium kick and replace it with the crouching medium punch. Our next combo is standing heavy punch, heavy punch Satoja. This is used to punish invincible reversals. Pretty easy to do and good damage. Technically, you should add a slide in between the heavy punches, but only if you're too far for them to connect. This rarely happens, so don't worry about it right now. Last up is our punish for a stunned opponent. Jumping heavy punch, standing heavy kick, standing medium kick, medium punch Satoja. Make sure to let the second hit of the medium kick come out for max damage. This is also your jump-in combo, but if you're following rule number 1, you're going to refrain from random jump-in attempts. One side note is you can end the quick punish in a light kick cloud. Do this if you're unsure the punish connected. You will lose out on some damage, but you will also avoid doing an unsafe move right in your opponent's face. It's not 100% safe, but very few characters can punish this if they even know how. And of course, if you have super, feel free to add that to the end of these combos. So like I mentioned earlier, these combos will mainly only be used to punish your opponent when they make a mistake. And trust me, most people in the lower ranks cannot wait to kill themselves by doing tons of unsafe moves over and over again. It's easy to forget one of the most overlooked defensive tools, the humble block. It's always smarter to stay calm and try to block unfamiliar attacks than try to interrupt with your own. Even if you end up holding fake pressure, you can always go back and watch your replays to learn what you could have punished. I would highly recommend learning how to delay tech in case your opponent gives up on their pressure and tries to throw you to death. But just remember, taking a throw is no big deal. I won't be going over how to do a delay throw tech in this video. However, there are plenty of really well-made YouTube videos out there that I would recommend you go and try to find. Learning what you can and cannot punish will come down to blocking the move and simply attempting to punish with your fastest option. Some moves are easier than others to recognize as being punishable, but this will change with experience. One of the easiest moves to punish is a sweep. Early rank players love to sweep. Most of the time, they will sweep no matter how many times you punish it. Right now, we're going to keep it simple and punish a sweep with your sweep. The optimal punish is standing heavy punch Satoja, but don't go for this unless you can land 100% of your sweep punishes in a real match. Arguably your best defensive tool will be your anti-airs. Players from rookie to even platinum will want to jump in a lot. This will shut them down and in some cases break their brain. F.A.N.G has 4 great tools to deal with jump-ins: crouching medium kick, standing medium kick, crouching heavy punch, and a solid air-to-air game with medium punch. Landing these in training mode is one thing, but getting into the habit of using them in a match is what matters most. Each one is better for different situations, but having to think about which one to use and when can complicate things when you already have enough on your plate. This is why I recommend using crouching medium kick almost exclusively until you get more comfortable predicting jump-ins. Crouching medium kick is great because it's fast, it covers a ton of aerial space, prevents cross-ups, and is also a good tool for attacking grounded opponents. After you land a crouching medium kick anti-air, you have several good options. One good option is going for a throw. Another easy follow-up is literally another crouching medium kick. If they block this, you can throw in another one until they are pushed away. You can even lay down a cloud. Now if they're mashing buttons once you anti-air them, you can convert into your simple punish combo. Depending on the spacing, you will have to use standing medium kick or crouching medium punch to get the combo to link. If you notice you get a counter hit because they are mashing buttons, go ahead and convert to standing heavy punch Satoja. But don't sweat it if you can't react to the counter hits just yet. A counter to all this would be if your opponent does an EX reversal. Although if you have the read on them, you can get a big punish. Since you can't wait for them to just kill themselves completely, you'll be using a few of F.A.N.G's normal buttons as pokes. Standing light kick, standing medium punch, crouching medium punch, and crouching medium kick are all great poking tools. Use them to frustrate your opponent into making a mistake. It's good to string these together and end with a light cloud to reset neutral. Down forward heavy punch is useful for a surprise long range poke, but don't go too crazy with it. It has a lot of recovery and can land you a jump in right in your face. Coward crouch is also a great poke that pushes you forward quite a bit. It is plus on block and can be used to throw your opponent or catch them mashing. If you land your hit, convert into your simple combo. If it's blocked, either throw them or keep the pressure going with more normals.
F.A.N.G can also lay down a poison cloud, which is great for fireball wars and keeping opponents out. Mix these into your defense strategy, but be careful becoming too predictable with them, as you're vulnerable to jump-ins. As we saw earlier, it's a good idea to cancel a normal move into a cloud. Laying a cloud right in front of your opponent's feet is a good way to keep the pressure going. Just don't lay a cloud directly on them. Even though most people don't know this, you're very punishable if they block the cloud. So don't make this a bad habit that'll get you into trouble later. F.A.N.G's poison balls are nice for fireball wars as well, since they go over most fireballs. They're great to use on opponents from full screen, and even better when you're safely behind a cloud.
Utilizing V skill and V trigger is not as important as the other things we've talked about so far. However, I will go over some quick recommendations.
You should pick V skill 1. Use this in neutral whenever it's safe to do so. Most players don't realize that F.A.N.G is giving them good advice when he says, take the poison. If they try to avoid it by jumping, just hit him with an anti-air. Also, pick whichever V trigger you want. If you know some mix-ups with them, great. If not, don't worry about it. Learning these situational combos and mix-ups are not a high priority.
Your offense will mostly be pokes while you're in neutral and follow-ups to your punish combos. The goal is not to rush in like a maniac, but to react to good opportunities when they present themselves. After you get a knockdown, you'll want to follow it up with some more pressure to capitalize on your advantage. Following a medium punch Satoja knockdown, you should medium kick slide. The goal is to be ready to do another quick combo to catch them mashing. It'll beat 3-frame wake-ups. And again, if you can react to the counter hit, go for the heavy punch combo. If they back rise, a standing light kick will catch them. Remember, at this distance, you'll have to change the standing medium kick to a standing medium punch or crouching medium punch to get the combo to connect. If they do nothing, meaty them with a crouching medium kick. In addition to being a great anti-air, crouching medium kick is a great tool when you're standing on top of your opponent. If they mash, you get a combo. If they block, you get a throw mix-up. This is in no way a comprehensive guide. It is just what I started learning and what gave me the most success early on. It should be the bedrock that you use to build more complicated skills upon. You will lose a lot of matches early on by playing this way, but that's okay. It's easy to go ham and scramble your wins until you hit gold rank and realize you have no idea how to play this game. I want you to simplify your thinking, and instead of trying to win your matches, your goal is to correctly use your defensive tools in a match consistently. If you land your anti-air in a match, that's a win. If you punish that unsafe move, that's a win. Winning is nice, but improvement is better. Get comfortable with a few of your best tools and react to what your opponent is doing. This might mean playing a bit more passively than you're used to. This also means your opponent is going to be doing every crazy thing possible to get in. Sometimes they will get in, but just keep your cool and remember what your goals are. You will eventually become more and more comfortable and rise through the ranks to meet your next big challenge. I plan to eventually make another video going over some more advanced ideas on how to play F.A.N.G in the future, but feel free to ask any questions in the comments or head on over to the F.A.N.G Discord, which I've linked in the description.
I also stream sometimes. I've included that link as well.
Thanks for watching. Now spread your wings and fly, you beautiful F.A.N.Gling.